What did you eat today, sir?
Dies, pizza pies, and St. Catharines. I didn't come here off of any reviews or recommendations. I came here solely off of looks. I like the way it looks. It stood out to me. It looks like an old-time, classic burger and shake joint that's been here for many years, but it actually just opened up a year ago. And there's a little history behind it. Before Dies Pizza Pies, there was Diana's Sweets, known to the locals as The Die. It was an ice cream parlor that opened up back in 1920, and they ended up closing in the late 90s. The new owners wanted to pay homage, so they kept the name and modeled the sign after the old one. But unlike Diana's Sweets, they're not serving ice cream here anymore. They do pizza and homemade sodas. They do, however, have a couple of sweets, cookies and Rice Krispies made in-house. Their homemade cherry cola is their biggest seller, but they also do specialty sodas. I got the Italian soda. The man cooking the pizzas and pouring the soda is Wyatt. He's not one of the owners, but I feel like he's very integral to Di's early success. He's been at this for a while and has really perfected his craft, as I'm sure they all have here. I didn't get the chance to meet the owners. They do an American street slab style for their slices. That was a lot of S's right there. I got a whole pizza, no slab style, just a classic 16-inch round pizza, half tomato, half vodka. I became really excited when I opened this box. My expectations went through the roof. This pizza looks phenomenal. Look at that pool of vodka sauce sitting between the crust and cheese, that golden brown thin crust dusted with semolina, and those thinly sliced garlic cloves on the tomato slices that would make Paulie from Goodfellas proud. Man, oh man, I couldn't wait to get into this pizza. It was a light slice, not dense, good structure, little floppy towards the center, but there was a crunch in every bite. Just listen. This pizza was just as great as it looked. It was super airy, and the flavor on the dough was unique. It's hard to explain why, but it was just different than any pizza I've ever had before. Maybe it's the water they use out here. I don't know. But you see those bumpy dough blisters on the undercarriage? The texture on this was something else. I felt like it was a sourdough, but I believe they told me it wasn't. I don't know. I ought to start asking more questions. That sound. It's like this cat with a scratch post. Even Felicia found this pizza to be extraordinary, and you know she's not easily impressed. I'm obviously the bigger foodie, but when Felicia's eating more than one slice, you know it's the real deal Holyfield. And I had to try one of their homemade cookies. Who doesn't love a good cookie? They said they put just as much thought and care into their cookies as they do their pizza. And they weren't lying. That's a good-ass cookie. It's soft, chewy, buttery. You could taste the brown sugar. I wish I had a glass of milk to go with this, but it is what it is. Look at the flexibility on that. Great cookie. If I had to give this pizza a rating, I'm gonna go 8.6, maybe 8.7. Take it easy, Wyatt. It was a pleasure meeting you, brother. I ended up giving my leftovers to a couple of local bums. I usually do that with my leftovers. Nothing goes to waste. St. Catharines seems to be a great food town. A lot of good restaurants out here. A lot of bums. I've come to realize that the best food towns got the most bums. Portland, Maine, Burlington, Vermont, St. Catharines, Ontario, Lynn, Mass. Come by Di's Pizza Pies. Let them know who sent you.